Hello everybody, welcome to the live commentary of round 4 of 49th National Women's Senior Championship ongoing at Ahmedabad. So before going to the fourth round games, let me make a review of the last round. Hello everybody, welcome to the live commentary of round 4 of 49th National Women's Senior Championship ongoing at Ahmedabad. So before going to the fourth round games, let me make a review of the last round. Hello everybody, welcome to the live commentary of round 4 of 49th National Women's Senior Championship ongoing at Ahmedabad. So before going to the fourth round games, let me make a review of the last round. Repeat हो रहा है. Okay, so let me take you to the now in the first board game yesterday, young Mitika Malik of West Bengal was about to pull a very big upset on the top board. Divya Desmukh, she played very well, but she had some hiccups in the middle game and was lucky to win the game. So let me make a review of it. Why it is clicking is not going on? It is not. Yeah. The game continued. E4 is E5, knight F3. Sorry, bishop C4. No, this is not the game. E4, C6, D4, D5. So Divya chooses for a very solid setup in the opening. Better was to play ND2, I told yesterday, because you don't have to make extra move of S3. Now the game becomes normal. This is the Larsen and Bronstein line. Now if you take knight into knight, GF is Larsen-Bronstein and EF is Korchnoi and Tartakova line. So white chooses a strange move. And now the pawns are doubled and the structural superiority, but it is far from easy. It is interesting to play straight away H4 like once Ragozin did. This move is pointless at the moment. White should speed up the development with the long castle, and if you make short castle, then you play just H3 or develop your all pieces. I think it's a waste of time. Now, before playing this, it was necessary, I told, that Rook E8 is the correct move and black has a much superior game. Rook E8 was intending to meet C5 with bishop F8 with an excellent position because the D5 weakness and D4 pawn weakness. But after this move, and bishop remains very passively placed and rook is not in the game. And now already black has committed two mistakes. So it was better to go to king h8 so that he can defend the g7 square with rook g8 and bishop f8. King h8 was necessary. After king h8, suppose h4, now rook g8, and on knight g5, black has adequate defense with rook g7. But it is a serious mistake because this gives a very strong initiative to white. Now unexpectedly that table has turned and it is white who is dominating because knight g5 is a very serious threat. So played rook e8 and g5 and they only move to survive to run away with pawn into and then bishop c5. Now white fluttered in the game with pawn into bishop. Pawn into bishop was bad move. In case instead white should try queen takes pawn, check h7, king f8, and then bishop into g6, pawn into, I think rook h4. I think this spells lot of trouble. Rook h4, rook h4 is dangerous. Even after, so instead of playing this, now white is banking that bishop c3 and black will be helpless on the dark square, especially g7 and h8. But after rook e4, knight e8, white got nothing. So this is probably the only move to keep the game going on. Knight into, pawn into, queen into, check, and now check. Now it is better to play queen into queen, because anyway you are losing, black is losing the rook. What is the point of playing king e7? So anyway you are losing. So rook queen takes queen, check, rook into, king g7, rook h8. After rook c4 check, king to b1, rook into c5. I think the position is far from easy, because the g2 pawn is hanging, and there is a back rank also you have to watch, because g3 bishop e4 check, and the rook is tied down. So this could have been tried, but Dibya chose to play king. She was very more ambitious at the moment. So check, the only move. All other moves loses, only move. Again a good move, because king takes, white is almost getting matted. After rook check, then queen to e4 check, then rook to c4 check. White will be in a big trouble if he takes the bishop, the only move. Now this is necessary. Unfortunately there is a checkmate threat on queen check, d8 is coming, which is very unpleasant. So you got to stop the check. Now this queen c7, she defends the pawn and goes for the eventual exchange down endgame. I can see nothing better here, because after if king moves, anyway his pawn is falling, so this is a good defensive move. Now this move, after rook is doubly attacked, check, 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 and now it is if black plays bishop d5, white can choose rook into d5, and then c into d5, queen d5, and there is a advanced pass pawn and the queen check and perpetual also. So there is no chance that black will be assured of winning the game. So he chooses here queen check, and if you come king to e2 back again, of course there is a queen. Of course there is queen c4 check, and this is again good for black. So king e2, queen c4, and so he decided to play king into, queen into, check. It is better that black could have played here queen into c6 directly, because the advanced pawn and the open black king position is not easy to handle. After queen into, this could have been tried, but anyway, queen into c6, black could have answered queen to d7. Maybe you can play that queen into a7, but it was better. Now queen comes there. Now this is a terribly placed queen. Now the queen is in a very bad, having no mobility. I would say this is still not all over. The position could have played here queen to a2. No, queen a2 is bad because the queen is a check, but maybe queen to a3. Queen to a3 gives a lot of fight, but this queen is in a terrible place, having no mobility at all. Now this is lost. The two pawns done, queen ending, exposed king, and black has a protected pawn on b5. There is a next to nil chance now for white. wins easily. No check position, and the B pawn will advance gradually. So you can see that that mistake of black was especially in the game BD7, the hasty BD7, hasty B5, castle. Now instead of the B5, Rook E8 holds a clear edge for black because white is underdeveloped and very unpleasant B5 is coming. After Rook E8, I think the position is terrible for white. But this gave you one first mistake. I think here itself, you instead of playing King G7, better was to play King H8 right away. Because one can expect Queen E3 will come. Why run into a check? It was better to play King H8 and Bishop to preparing the bishop. But there is a problem also. So this move. Now this is second mistake. King H8 would have been out of trouble. After King H8, H4, Rook G8, Ng5, pawn into G5, Rook G7. And I don't see any quick progress for white attack. Black will be a piece up and can hang on. But this King G8 is a serious mistake. Now forced to capture, there is no choice. Last chance was here. White missed Queen H7 and Bishop into G6. Pawn F into Queen H7 check, King F8, Bg6, then Rook 2. Oh, Rook into H8, you have got Bishop F4, Bishop to G5. Wait. Now I would say I am unable to make moves on the board here. So I will see if there is a way out to do this in our future rounds. Now what happened? I think Queen H7 check has to be played. Now he played in the game Bishop C5. Now yeah, Queen H7 check and King F8 and then Bishop G6 now. Bishop G6 now. I think it is not that easy because the Rook can come to D3 later on also and the Rook can come to F4 later on also. So Black will be hard pressed. And also Queen H8 and Rook H7 check is coming. I think it is difficult because after Queen into H7, Bishop into pawn takes, even Queen G6 is also very hard to meet. I think position is extremely hard for Black. But this move with a quick coffee house type of move, idea Bishop 3 finish, suddenly Rook here and Bishop 3 refuted by Knight E8 and the Bia had all the way played carefully and won the game. Alright, let me take you now to the fifth round games. Fourth round game. Round 4. Today, most of the title holders are meeting for first time. Today, after 3 rounds, there are all IM, WGMs, WIMs, and they are meeting each other. So, the battle has begun really today for the whooping 30 lakhs cash prize. So, this is just beginning.
Looks like on the board on R5 is there.
Let's look at this game. Varsini versus Bhakti Kulkarni. So white is choosing the safe Reti opening. It is turns out to be a King's Indian attack by transposition. So the position is white should be little better after queen e2 or rook e1 with the idea of e5, h4, bf4. White is slightly better, plus equal. So quickly queens are gone out of the board. This is Saranya versus Mahalasmi. So white chooses the Auerbach variation, which is not so dangerous. Only thing, black should not blunder with e5. Black should play knight a6 or c5 and c5. I think this is a blunder. How can you expect a blunder on the sixth move? How can you expect a blunder in the opening in the senior national women championship? And that too on the top fourth or fifth board. Just 1 pawn down. Now bishop into f6 and d5. Just I think it is all over for black. Unbelievable. It is elementary opening trap. Okay. Or not a trap. White has not played anything. It is an elementary opening blunder. Now bishop f6, bf6 and d5, and any move knight into c7 is going. So you have to play nc7 to survive. But then knight into pawn, 1 pawn up, and it's all over. Nothing, no counterplay.
White can directly play knight d5 also.
Knight d5, rook d6 is, you can play, you can survive. Knight d5 also it is possible. But nd5 also possible, nd7 will come. Knight into pawn can come. It is better to clean up bishop into f6 because forcing variation.
Coming with the tempo, it's easier.
Yeah, it is very bad. So next, what happened here is going on. This is Momini versus Padmini. White is playing that Larsen opening. It is a total Udupusing line. Okay, Divya Deshmukh and who is this? Arpita Mukherjee. So Divya Deshmukh chooses what you call is called Trompowsky attack. Now this is bad position for black. White will take simply bishop into f6 and after ef6 c4 and or e3 bf6 gf6 is also bad. I don't understand why he did not play bishop into f6, clear edge for white. Bishop f6, ef6, e3 and c4. So still I think
Looks like Divya is trying to do directly c4 first.
no, but theoretically it is a plus minus, plus equal guaranteed, because after bf6, ef6, c4 or e3 and c4 clear better. For example, c6 will be bad because cd and nc3 and g3, bg2 and e2 is almost winning a pawn. So that means he has to surrender the center. After bishop takes e3 and c4, dc4 is almost obligatory. Then white has the center and superior pawn structure. Do you get it? Still that is there. It is the now, but e6 can come, and nbd7 can come. So avoiding that variation.
Okay, let's move forward to board number 3. Looks like Bhakti Kulkarni and Vaishali has played some move.
Bhakti Kulkarni and Varshini. So this is a standard King's Indian attack, and now Queen E2 will come, NF1. Now the setup is Queen NF1, Queen E2, H4 and BF4. This is a standard pattern of King's Indian attack, and White holds an edge because Black's counterplay is based on pushing the queenside pawns like B5, A5, B4, then Knight 2, A7, Knight C, B5 and counterplay. But White kingside attack has more opportunity than Black's queenside counterplay. Because this is slow. After you push all the points like B5, B4, A5, A4, White has simple A3 as it happened Fischer versus Magramo. as it happened maybe some 50 years back. Fisher white, Magaramo black. So white pushes, black pushes all the pawn a5, a4, b5, b4. White has to just make one move, a3. I think the position, this setup is not the best against the king's Indian attack. Black would do better instead of b7, g6, bg7, and that gives more counterplay opportunity. The bishop here is anyway simply passively placed. That's the reason, as it happened in Lubujovic and Kasparov, the setup black chose g6 and bg7 and getting good counterplay on the long diagonal.
Okay, looks like Mahalakshmi played knight d5 on board number 4.
Knight d5, I don't see any good.
Bishop captures rook.
Just exchange down after bishop takes, knight b4 and long castle.
Yes.
Simply it is all over. I don't understand. How can you?
Knight b4,
Long castle.
then a2 is going.
But c7 is going also after kb1. Now forget about c7, the back rank and development. I think it is already lost for black. Mahalakshmi has an effortless win today. It should win today, because after bishop into and probably only knight b4 only move. Knight b4 is only move, and you can play long castle simply. And there is no time for saving the c7 pawn. You cannot allow a check on d8 after bishop e7, because b7 will pick up the piece then.
Yes. After that, if you move your white bishop from black side,
Then kb1 will trap the a2 knight. So this is lost. There is nothing to see this game. Who is this? This is Mrudul Dehankar versus
Seshadri Srija.
Srija Seshadri. Okay, how the opening went on? Let's have a quick look. You don't have to play so passively. Now after c5, you can just play c4. Why should you not open the game as white? c4. That is the correct way. This is a very passive play. Yeah, because now pawn into d4, black should play c into d4 with an excellent position. C d4 and then e6 should be easy. So white has no more opening advantage after c d4, e d4, e6, and you don't have to slow down to play bishop to f5. It's a draw, so e6 and bd6 should be very easy opening equality for black. So this is a strange move. This is a strange move here. Normally when the knight at b8, bishop into will come, but I think this is not good, because black taking chance since white has played a passive move. Okay, the game could continue. Now bg5 is pointless, queen b6 will come. Now bg5 is pointless.
White went for d takes c5.
Now bg3 has to be played.
Yeah, instead of that, white went for d takes c5, and then knight captured the bishop, and the pawn doubled on f.
This is not very nice, because now the point is after pawn to e6, knight b3, black can play bishop c5 and queen check and pick up, and he has a superior pawn structure and better center. After e6, knight b3, if you try to defend, anyway bishop c5. Now bishop and queen check and you take out the bishop. It is strange. I think this may be little risky, because now white may hang on to the pawn with knight b3 and knight or c3 first, c3 and nb3. I think it is not a very wise decision to play, because You have to recover the material first, priority. Otherwise, black does not have so much piece activity that he can afford to give a pawn and go for initiative. Black's initiative is not that dangerous. So c3, bishop g7, knight to b3. I don't know how he is going to recover the pawn. And in between there is intermediate bb5 is there also. So it was better to play e6 and capture the pawn.
White went for c3 and then black played bishop e7. And after that, white went for
Bishop b5. No, c3 is the move he have played. Then bishop g7. And now bb5. I don't think it's a wise decision to part with the white bishop. It's not a good decision. So it is not too late to play knight to b3. I don't see how you are going to recover the pawn. I would say the more skeptical h3, so that no bishop g4. NB3 is priority, and after castle h3. It's not easy. NB3 and castle h3 or bg4 be2. In any case, that black will find a hard time in recovering the pawn. And bb5 is it is not good idea, because you cannot part with two bishops. The two knights, knight d2 is redundant and passive. White has a passive and redundant knight at d2. So you cannot afford to have two knight versus two bishops. I think it is better to play here nb3, s3. Even s3 is okay. Even now s3 is bad because of d4. You should play nb3 first, and after castle you can play s3 and bishop b2 and castle.
Okay. After bishop b5, black goes for castling.
After bishop b5, now the point is black castle, and black is threatening to play d4. After he will castle, black is threatening to play d4, and not a good idea. Okay. What is happening here? Nisha Mohta versus Sarali Patnaik.
There are few moves played in the previous game. If you want to go through with it, board number 5.
What is happening? The Divya Deshmukh finally she captured on f6, which she should have done on third move with a much better game. Here itself, bishop into f6 gives a clear edge. Bishop ef6 means c4 or e3 and then c4. First e3 and c4. When black is obliged to take the pawn, bishop c4 with a lead in development and lead in pawn structure. Strategically clear plus. But okay, that position came anyway. Still bishop into knight. No, this move is not desirable. Now the position already is bad, so you should not allow future e5. Now you should play here nd2. nd2 is a good move, hoping that if you will take pawn into pawn, and c4 will be not wise because eventually e4 will come. So nd2, I think, as I remember, Tony Miles, probably it is Tony Miles played nd2 here. nd2 is the correct move here. Why play passively? Now you can recover the pawn with queen check. You can play e5. What is wrong with e5? What is wrong? e5, b4, worried? If he is worried about, then queen check and take the pawn. No, queen a5 check and collect the pawn on c5. Black has a reasonable game now. Black has a reasonable game. The point is, black king side is compromised, so black is a bit worried about castle. But I don't think. I think black should castle now, because the pawn on f6 is a good defender of e5, g5. You should castle and go to king h8 quickly. Instead of playing bd7, I don't see any danger. Since white has castled, white cannot do a pawn break that side. Black's castle and rook g8 is the correct approach, I feel, in this position. So bd7, okay, it is a matter of test. And now bishop into pawn, naturally. Not much.
Now white is trying to open the queen side, so that if black's king tries to go to long side,
No, queen side, white has no advantage on queen side. So now the point is here the black king will come into trouble. Black king will come into trouble. Huh? Bishop into pawn has to come to avoid unnecessary complication. Bishop into pawn, and I think the position looks good for white. Okay.
after bishop takes c4, what will be good move for black? Queen goes to c7 or e side?
No, you just have to just castle.
Just castle on a short
Yeah,
side.
yeah. Long castle is ruled out with c file open.
Yes.
So instead bd7 is a pointless move. You just castle quickly. Okay, it is better late than never. So I would say castle quickly, and white will try, but it is not easy. White has some advantage, but it is not that easy because center is good for black. Okay, let's see the next game. The game Padmini Raut is Momini is white, Padmini Raut black. So this position is just wood pushing. b3, d4. What is this? I guess the black is preparing to play e5 now. Black plan is to play pawn e5, and after d4 and d7. d4 and d7, and white is having no advantage. It is equal. Black's threat is to play e5, and how white is going to stop it? If you castle, e5 is very good. So how are you going to stop it? Stopping it nd2, so that e5 I can take it, and now nd7 doesn't work. Right? So nd2 is the correct move, preventing e5, because the mechanical castle e5, and after d5 nd7 is complete equal. What do you think? I am talking of second board Padmini Raut. e5 is the threat, nc6, e5 is threat. If you castle, e5 is d5 and d7 is complete equality. So nd2 has to be played to stop e5. So as I told you that preparing for h4 and bf4, so white holds the edge here. Black's rook e8 is pointless move. Rook e8 is pointless because the queen side counterplay must hurry up. Why he should play re8? Why re8 wasting a move? re8 is just a waste of move because you are slowing down your counter attack on queen side. So but black would have been better, instead of rook e8, b5, a5, b4, he should go very quickly to open up line there. How does re8 help? Because anyway you are going to f6 break is bad.
I think what black is trying to do is go knight f8 or bishop f8.
No, this is not so nice. Not so nice. The reason is you are opening the game. White pieces are more ready. For example, at the moment bishop s3 cannot come. Okay, but you can take bf4 and capture everything there. No, rook e5, bf6 is coming. So I think you have to here. What can you do? What can you do here? I think pawn takes pawn is necessary, and after
Bishop takes f6 is coming.
no, after pawn takes pawn bf6, you can play c4, because d4 will close the diagonal. After pawn takes pawn, bishop into pawn, c4, and black plays d4 is strategically bad,
Yes.
and otherwise I will create a target there.
Instead of d4, what black should do?
Now c4, c4 pressure.
No, no. After c4, what options black has to play?
Black has to play something like knight e5 to exchange pieces, but that is also not very pleasant. Not
Can
very.
black do knight on b6 after c4?
Knight on
b6.
after c4, knight on d4.
After c4, black goes knight on b6.
Knight b6.
Yes, if pawn captures, e captures d.
Yeah, but I will keep putting pressure there because the c5 point is weak,
Yeah.
and after on the e5 square you are leaving, so move like queen will come to e2, or then knight e5 may come later on, queen to c2 or bf4, okay, queen b3 also, because knight b6 will blocking the pawn and counterplay. You need a knight for the defense of the king.
It's opening the white bishop of black, but at the same point it's blocking the pawn.
Now after nb6, queen to e2 will come, queen e2. The pawn tension is favorable for white,
Yes.
because only white has to develop his c1 bishop.
Okay, after queen e2, can black play knight on d4?
Yeah, you can play knight on d4, but then that g5 square also is weak,
Yes.
h4 and knight s2. A lot of problem on king side. White will have 4 pieces in attack, and black has a passive knight on b3, b6. And he is underdeveloped. Black is underdeveloped as well. I think this ends for white after c4. Okay. So it went like this, and a clean pawn up, no recovery. Now just recovery is not there. Just take, because knight into g2 could be dangerous here.
Knight into g2, bishop takes c7.
Yeah. And here I don't understand. After bishop into here, you don't need to castle.
No, just for avoiding check, I think white has
No.
done castle.
No, I think here maybe you can play. Maybe you can play here what? Yeah, castle is okay. Bishop into pawn, knight into check is there. Castle is okay. Okay. Any case, it is going down, development problem, and pawn down already. Okay. So
Board number 4. We just did 4.
what is happening in Divya's game? Divya Deshmukh.
Queen c7.
Why Divya
Black is
Deshmukh game?
trying
I
to do the castle on the long side. Or just double bluffing on trying to attack with
why Divya Deshmukh versus Arpita Mukherjee. I think probably white should simply play nc3 with a easy game, because long castle is very risky for black.
yes.
Short castle, the g file is open, true, but maybe you can play even knight to a3, so that the c file is more open. Knight a3, bishop and knight is welcome. Knight a3 and nc3, normal nc3 is good.
Yeah, with C3 there are 2 to 3 options for knight to go on E4, B5.
Or maybe nd2 with the idea rook c1,
Yes.
direct nd2, right?
But in nd2, black can avoid knight E4 with F5. So I
Not
think
f5. The whole idea of nd2 is that when you play castle long, the queen is covered and rook c1 is coming faster.
yes,
nc3. Okay.
yeah. White is trying to go for the multiple options. Knight A4, D5 and E4. Ideally E4 or B5.
Castle means knight b5 is coming.
Yes.
Castle is met by knight b5, so that a check on d6 is unavoidable. Queen b8 will be miserable. Okay, let's see second board. Padmini. A total wood pushing line for white. So e5 is coming. Now he must play nd2, which stops e5. Right? nd2 is the correct move for Monica Bomini. Castle e5 is black has easy equality and a comfortable game.
It's the same position we had earlier.
What happened here? Varseni,
Version?
not thinking. c4 is the correct move. Ne3, okay. Ne3 is also a good idea. Preparing c4. Good move. White is having the edge.
Black went for yes, black went for castling.
Whose game?
Sheshadri Srija versus Mrudul. Sheshadri
Black
Srija.
castle.
Yes, black castle.
So
And surprisingly, white went for bishop takes c6.
oh, this is a bad decision. Totally domination. All white squares are just horrible for white. This is just terrible. It's a terrible positional blunder, I would say.
Now bishop can come from a6 also, f5 and g4.
Oh, a6 is good because there is this is terrible. There are whole lot of white patches in the white camp.
After bishop e6, bishop c6, bishop b6, white went for castling, and immediately black threatens white pawn on f4.
Yeah, because that creates further white weakness.
Yes. So now if white tries to defend from g3, bishop h3 is coming. So I think white has to give up the pawn.
Oh, this is just a bad position. Just bad.
They have taken the pawn, now they have to give it back. Yes.
I
White
think
is counter attacking with rook e1.
not
Hey,
come.
if you take my
I
f4,
think-
I'll take your e7.
and then after b6 the rook will get trapped.
Yes.
Huh? That's the philosophy.
No, rook is not getting trapped. After bishop e6, rook is going to b7.
Look into go to then I'll play defend e8, then bishop c8 threat. What about that?
Then rook is going to come back from b4 and attacking queen on f4.
That will be a
Like that,
whole
rook is
circle.
going to do the pradakshina of the pawn.
But what about rook e7? There is it is it is a very funny position. I think I would grab that pawn because the defense of the king will be much weaker without the f4. So I would say you grab the pawn, then rook into e7.
Now bishop f6 after rook takes e7. Now rook has to go back. There are no place for rook to go anywhere. So rook has to go back to its home.
Rook has to go to b7.
No, rook cannot go to b7 because after queen takes f4, rook takes e7.
Bishop
If we
e6.
play bishop f6,
No, no, b f6, b e6.
bishop e6, rook is going to b7.
Then rook f b8.
Rook f b8, then they are going to exchange, of course.
Then there is a tempo.
Yes.
Imagine black pieces are developed and b7 under attack, two bishops and a bad king position. This is terrible.
Yes.
No,
Oh,
that leaves the a6, a7 hanging. In the variation, maybe you have taken the pawn. Should have taken the pawn. Who is this? This Sarali. I think this is easy advantage for Nisa. This is a good game. Huh? This is a good game after bishop to b5. Bishop b5. Okay. I think has a hard time.
is there any sacrifice coming from white side?
In this position, bb5. No sacrifice. Just bb5. Just bb5. You mean to say knight d5? Knight d5, knight c7 can come. Simply bb5 is plus minus. What are you going to do for that pressure? If any f6, then nc6. Clearly winning. Winning a pawn and the game. How will you answer bb5? Means knight to knight, that would be even worse. Right? Worse. bb5, knight e5, be5, and you can't play bf6.
White can play queen h3 also.
That is there, no? This is just a bad position for Sarali. I think she is from UP. UP or
At this moment, if white goes to h3, what black can do?
S3 he has got G6.
Then knight takes d7 and then I am capturing f8 rook also.
Yeah, that piece double attack.
Yes.
Then only move is knight f6.
Yes. Knight df6 is the only move.
Yeah. Knight df6 only move.
After that, we cannot play bishop d5. So white can just directly do bishop d5.
Yeah, bb5 is very unpleasant.
Yes.
The direct threat, no, he will be able to defend.
Yes.
What is going to do bb5?
bb5, there is one option of knight df6.
Knight df6.
Yes.
Knight df6. Then you capture knight d7, bishop h7 check and pick up a pawn.
I am not saying knight df6. I am saying knight df6.
Knight df6.
Yes. The
Knight
one
d.
in front of
Then
queen.
there is a simple positional plus. N into nc6, bc6, then bc6 and d5 pawn.
Yeah.
nc6. Knight c6 is very unpleasant.
Yes.
You can't apart.
Bishop is coming with double attack.
Not double attack. Rook is trapped only because bishop is c6. Rook
And then rook goes to c8 and bishop comes on d7 and this time.
unpleasant.
So now what do I do?
You lose a pawn either way. You lose a pawn either way, right? It's just a bad position. Right? Okay. What happening to Dibya? Dibya played nc3, opponent is thinking. Already a bad position. BD7. Why BD7? What happened here? Then e5. Why not e5? Why play passively? The simple e5 is now is necessary, right? Because if you play d5, you give a free hand for attack. Like King's Indian normal line with b3, bb2 is stupid. After e5, d5, and e7, we have a standard King's Indian defense normal position, right? Don't you think that's correct? e5, simple. Oh, maybe black thinking that I don't want to exchange queen, right? e5, queens will get exchange. How it is harmful? Not exchange. After taking nd7 is coming. With this Bhakti Kulkarni and Barsini.
Like right for knight f8.
This is a bad move. This is a bad move. Now, knight g4. Knight g4 is unpleasant. You have to part with the bishop. What are you going to do for ng4?
Knight g4.
The bishop has no good square. Retreating the bishop is terrible.
Bishop has to go on e7 only.
Then knight e5 will seize the square.
And if bishop goes to d4, c3 is coming.
And g4. The position is plus for white. Bhakti Kulkarni, I think she will find it. Who is this here? Saranya Mahalakshmi. So, she is not won a pawn. Would you believe that? Would you believe that? Eh? I cannot understand the logic after the move.
Black is not taking the
No. You take. Why this move? Why this? Bishop into f6, simply killing. Why this nd5? Eh? Bishop f6 would have finished the game. Okay, you have played this and come. And now bishop into knight. Now bishop into pawn. I can't understand.
maybe something else is going on.
Now finally she goes for nb3, which she should have done earlier, without giving the white square bishop. Without giving white square bishop. I was thinking, Nisa after BB5 winning a pawn. Now, what do you think for queen to s3? What is the defense? What is the defense?
Get to the position.
Nisa versus Sarali. Yeah, queen s3. What is the defense? Knight df6.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier.
I said BB5 is very strong, but what about queen s3 and df6 only move, right? Otherwise you pawn down.
Yes.
And df6. And df6, then I play here bishop to b5, idea in c6. Bishop b5, no bb5.
Directly, right now it's white's move, so white will can go directly.
bb5, directly.
b5, yes. Oh. Board number 7, Vishwa Vasanwala with Mary Gomes.
I need to see the opening first. What happened?
B4 and F6, C4, C5.
I think white has a clear edge now. White has a clear edge. For example, here, not easy. B2 pawn hanging, not hanging. I was considering bishop e3, bd4, but ng4 is coming. There is counterplay.
And after ng4, black can just play f5 also to open the game from that side.
So let us say rook b1, then knight into bishop will come.
And after knight into bishop,
Then counterplay is sufficient because
yes.
the two files and a long diagonal. Listen, for example here,
Oh, white played bishop x6.
now here, this is a dubious move. This is a dubious move.
Bishop on f5.
No, knight here
Knight
is a
on
dubious.
h4.
Yeah. For example here,
What can white do instead of knight h4 here?
I would continue to play nd2. nd2. I'll push that bishop away. Knight d2 and knight c4 plan. Idea e4, e5. Huh?
Yes.
And d2.
And d2. Then knight captures a6 pawn. Then you are saying e4.
No, I can play here pawn to e4.
Directly.
Yeah, knight two knight and bishop. So e4 is good.
Yes. Then bishop goes to g4, attacking on a queen.
And g3, f3.
f3. And then bishop goes back.
Okay, then I will play c4.
And c4 and then knight on b4.
Knight on?
b4.
Yeah, that is no harm. Just you castle.
Now threat is to, when bishop is going back from g4, it will go to c8 and it will come to b7. And
No.
from knight b4, bishop.
No, bishop
and
is
two knights are
bishop is
attacking
on
b5.
bishop on d7. So you cannot go to b7.
We cannot go to c8.
You have to go see too much time. And white has the center.
Like if bishop goes to c8, there will be another option of bishop a6 attacking knight on c4.
I think here nd2 is the correct move. nd2 castle. White has a pleasant game.
And d2, then knight a6 is coming.
And castle.
Then
Castle.
castle and then knight on b4.
Knight on b4. Then pawn e4. You can play even queen
Now
to
bishop c8.
bishop c8. Now you can play. You have already castle, right?
Yes.
So castle.
B1
So
is also coming.
here you can play queen to c2 or queen e2 rather.
Oh, you cannot play queen on c2. Knight can come on b4 directly attacking on queen.
Okay, you can play queen to e2 or rook e1, idea bf1 also. So I think in any structurally this position is good because e4, e5 can come also in between.
Yes.
Now if once I reach nc4, there is you have to go knight b4, e5 is coming. It is unpleasant. bf5 is unusual move. Unusual move. Then computer move is A7. So that I don't understand. Till today I don't understand why A7 has to be played. Alright, this is
Knight h4, bishop went on d7, knight castle, knight a6, e4, knight on b4,
SR curved A.
e4,
Who is this black player?
queen on b2, knight
Yeah.
h6, queen h6. Okay, we can just go through Vishwa Asamana's game further. There are some moves played. After knight h4, bishop goes to d7.
I don't think BF4 is not a good move at the moment. BF4 is not good.
Black went for c4 after bishop f4. And bishop f6, bishop getting exchange. And now queen is coming on b6 with threat of knight g4.
Not a good idea to the B2 pawn.
I think queen has to come back on d2.
No, that is just queen into pawn, nothing. So instead of coming back, can he try to press the attack somehow? Let me see.
Are you saying queen g5 and then knight f5, knight f6 or knight f5?
No, it is
knight
too
e7?
slow because NG4 you have to stop first. You have to stop NG4, which is very unpleasant. There is no attack.
Right now if queen goes to g5, knight g4 is coming. So how you can stop that attack on f2?
Queen G5, there is no direct threat. Straight he will take the pawn, queen into B2.
And then knight is also angry.
This is just a bad position for Ahmedabad girl. Huh? What else you can do here? Let me see.
If you try to save b2, otherwise it's just going to fall. So right now the main aim should be defending f2.
It's just bad.
So white can just play h3 to avoid knight on g4. But after that b2 is going with queen and knight will be vulnerable then.
It's too slow attack. You need 4-5 moves, which is not possible in chess. Okay. So this is just bad, unfortunately.
Unfortunately now knight has to go on d1 first to at least.
That is terrible. You cannot go. No, it's terrible.
And then
Just
c4
bad.
is fast pawn after knight
Just
takes
bad.
b2.
Kasa Karvade. What is this? Soumya. Soumya is black.
It is just a mirror image of white to in black.
Kaniska, Delhi girl, playing symmetrical.
Now what will black do?
Huh?
Black can go e6 first.
At this moment,
Yes. I think a6 will be good move for black. And if
not A6. I think ND4 is good. ND4, if knight into knight, pawn into knight, rook D1, you have NG4. ND4 is good. Active play. So let's say nd4. Okay. Knight you have to take, right?
Yes.
Then pawn into.
And then rook on d1.
Rook d1.
R
Rf d1 ng4.
When you play ng4, knight will go to. If knight goes to b5,
Then pawn into bishop.
queen is going.
Okay, go, let her take queen.
Rook takes queen.
Pawn into pawn check.
Oh.
There is a two pawns, rook and knight for queen, and bad king. Pawn on the 7th house.
Pawn captures, rook captures.
Pawn into pawn check, check, king h1.
No,
Right.
no. Instead of that, rook captures f2. Or sorry, we played rook on fd1. So what
Yeah.
if rook ad1 comes?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. In this case also,
E takes
No.
f2 will come.
no. In this case, I am going to play here just bishop d7. Bishop d7 and one piece gone. I could have done that in the other variation also.
What?
So this nd4 is easy equality or better game, I would say. That means you have to consider the bishop into knight, right?
Yes.
This is not good.
Bishop into knight, pawn takes. Then where will knight go?
Anywhere that you have got knight, bishop g7 is controlling that. So it's just knight can move, right? nd7 or any 8. I think nd4 is very good. It needs little bit of calculation, right? Interesting move. Chitlanga Saki is white. Black has hanging pawns. I think it appears to me white has the better game. Chitlange. Huh?
Sakshi versus Sai. Kotakana. What is the answer of black after knight on b3?
It's now black to white to play, no?
Yeah, knight d3. If c4 comes, knight d4 is correct.
No, knight b3, c4 is bad, and d7, knight a5 is coming. White better.
Yes.
White is better. White is better after queen a4, queen a3 also. Queen a4 with the idea knight a3, knight b3, queen a3.
If white goes to knight on b3, now knight b d7 with black.
Knight b3, knight?
B d7.
Yeah, knight a5.
Yeah, following the king.
Bad position. Saina Salonika, girl from Orissa, is black. Okay, let's see the opening moves. She plays f4. Black has the better game. Pratisha Boda this enemy judge versus Sarthi. Let us see. Bad move. Okay. Should have played maybe here acting rook e1 was called for. Rook e1 to meet f5 with e5. No, e5 also is not coming. Maybe rook h1 is better. To rook h1 is better. Okay. Return to the first board. It's going on very slowly. Black is at a crossroad, whether to castle long or whether to castle short. Short castle is safer anyway. And wait one more move with rook d8. One more move, rook d8. Is after queen e2, rook d8, queen e2, you can do short castle. Can't understand black is playing in this manner. Already at this point e5, so want to avoid some exchange of queens, so I can understand. Now also e5, no e5, yeah, it is e5. On pawn into pawn, ng4 is coming. Again this too slow.